from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Wowie. I made it. I'm on time and everything. Wow, it's Tuesday, everyone.
Live and in person, Bob Plass.
I am Bob Plass. Yes.
Wow.
That
That's
voice.
amazing.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It was not without...
Drama?
Well, there's always drama. I couldn't park between the lines in the parking lot.
You don't have a backup camera?
I do. I should have.
Should line you up there.
But I was going forward. Oh, you mean you have to back up and you back
camera.
Yes.
You back into the thing.
That's why it's a backup camera.
Around here, you're better off backing into the spot because it's easier to get out that way.
Oh man. Well, I parked and then I got out of the car and I noticed I was diagonally sort of in the space. But my rear end was over just maybe about 6 or 7 inches into the other space. And I said, do I or don't I? Do I or don't I? And I did.
Dude.
I did. I got back in the car, put the bag down, and tried again. And
then it got worse.
Well, I wasn't sure that the car was off when it was like, did I leave the keys in the door? Did I lock the door? Did I leave the stove on?
On November 13th,
Did you leave the hair dryer on?
Of residence.
Wait a minute.
That request came from his wife. Deep down, he knew she was right, but he also knew that someday he would return to her. With nowhere else to go, he appeared at the home of his childhood friend, Oscar Madison. Sometime earlier, Madison's wife had thrown him out, requesting that he never return. Can two divorced men share an apartment without driving each other crazy?
Oh, I love that. Oh, wherever they go, they are known as the couple. Yes. That was so good, The Odd Couple. Yes, yes, I am.
Remember when TV writing was actually good?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you gotta go off network in order to find comedies, and maybe even then, it's a little forced. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nothing really funny on TV left anymore.
Well, you can't be funny because of the,
Oh, it's the war. It's hard. It's hard to be funny.
It was before the war, Bob.
When the new. Oh, even before. No, it wasn't.
It's another word that starts with a W, but not war.
Yeah. W. What is that? Wrong? No.
4 letters, Bob. It ends with an E.
Yes.
W blank blank E. Oh, stop. I'm not going.
I didn't say
Get out. Get out. Get out of here.
Listen.
I didn't say it. Why are you looking at me? I wasn't me.
The crew that espouses that has no sense of humor. They just don't.
All right. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
No, that's so that is true.
That is true.
But you know
you
what?
and I agree on that.
No. Yeah. But And so I am that word in many areas, and I don't, and I consider it's okay. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want us to get into one of those.
There's a reason Bill Maher went to Florida to do his comedy special. He said, "I can't do this." He says, "I can't do this routine in L.A."
Oh God, yeah.
He said, "I'd get booed off the stage."
Well, I don't blame you. I don't blame him. I mean, you go where the laugh is, right?
You go where the dollars are.
You go with the dollar. Speaking of dollars, hey, look, I've got Rick Barry right here, all dressed up, and it's St. Patrick's Day week.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Have you begun celebrating yet?
Well, of course I have.
What,
I'm Irish, you know.
I know.
It kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Yes.
When did you begin? Tell me the first celebration.
Saturday night.
Saturday.
Actually, yeah, I actually said it was well behaved on Saturday night and Sunday night, but Sunday I hosted a beer dinner at Skyline. It was an Irish themed beer dinner.
Oh,
Yes.
an Irish-themed beer dinner.
Yes.
Well, that means that beer is served with every course?
Yes, and it's paired with the food that you're eating. So the first course was a pub salad with boiled egg and Irish bacon with a vinaigrette, served with a very delicious international India Pale Lager.
Oh,
Made by Skyline. So
wonderful. Okay.
And then-
So then you had corned beef?
yeah. Well, actually, he came up with a Reuben flatbread.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So-
Reuben flatbread.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a pizza with the Reuben toppings and stuff.
Yeah, but a
pizza.
flatbread is big enough where you can kind of fold it over. And
You
make
could
it
if you
a
wanted
sandwich.
to. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So it's
so-
like a Reuben. So it had sauerkraut and Swiss cheese and corned beef on it.
corned beef and mozzarella and a drizzle of Thousand Island dressing
Oh my God!
on a crunchy crust, and it was delicious.
Oh my God! What you pair that with?
We paired that with the Eddie Fitz, the Irish Red.
Irish.
Oh, I gotta go get some of
An
that. That's
Irish
back,
red ale.
right?
Yes, it is.
What?
Yep.
Who makes that?
You know what?
Skyline Beer Company up on Southwick Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eddie Fitz. And
Yeah,
what's in the Eddie Fitz?
It's an Irish red ale.
Yeah, it's an Irish red ale.
That's very tasty.
Yep. Malty, a little sweetness to it, and it's got a nice little dry finish to it, so it doesn't linger too long. Very
Linger
easy drinking.
too long on your palate.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
And I have my steel growler in the car, so I'm going over there after as soon as they open.
yeah.
Oh,
That's one of my favorite beers from
Yeah.
them.
So the red. There is a red that's like you can buy in a bottle around everywhere in the world. What's the red?
Killian's red ale. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
And the funny thing is the a red ale actually has its roots can be traced back to the 8th and 9th century in Ireland, but
Really?
it is not a huge popular style of beer in Ireland. It's more popular in the States than it is in Ireland.
Is there?
Yes.
Wow.
Ireland is a stout country.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh God. There's nothing like a stout. I'm gonna have a stout sooner or later.
Yes.
This week. I
We
might
should
go out
ask
and
Rick
buy-
about his mint stout.
There's a mint stout.
Yes. Rustic Brewing Company out of Indian Orchard, friends of mine. I've done a chocolate mint stout with them, with the chocolate mint that I grow in my garden, and it's great.
Wait. You provide the mint and the chocolate?
No,
Or
it's actually an herb that tastes like chocolate and mint together.
in your garden.
Yes, in my
Did
garden.
you just
Yes.
stumble along it while you were out there munching?
No, it was given to me years ago by someone that I used to work with, and it's one of these very evasive plants like mint is that takes over everything. So I didn't know what to do with it. So I started cooking with it and making things with it. So I came up with this idea. It's like, this would make a great beer in a stout. So I floated it to a couple of different breweries, and nobody really took the idea of it. So we were sitting at Rustic Brewing one day, and I brought some with me so we could try it. And one of their daughters said, "Dad, if you don't make this, I will." And it was like we were drinking their stout and eating the mint at the same time, and the flavors just melded so well together. It had a
So
great-
so now they make it
A
Yes.
beer is born.
yes, it's called the Midnight Dream.
the Mint Night Dream.
Yes,
And this is at which brewing company?
Rustic Brewing in Indian Orchard.
Rustic Brew. Okay. Oh, is that in the building there that you come off over the bridge, and then it's like in the Ludlow? Oh no, that's Ludlow.
that's Ludlow.
Ludlow.
Yep,
Okay, I got
yep.
it. You got to go over
That's
the bridge.
Yeah.
the
That's
one with the boot.
Iron
there.
Duke.
Iron Duke.
That's
yeah.
Iron Duke. That's over in Ludlow on that side.
yeah.
But it is in a mill. It's in the mills over in Indian Orchard.
Yeah. So you take a right over when the Ludlow Bridge.
Right. Yeah. If you're
and
coming
then
from
you take-
Ludlow, you'd take a right and head down
Got it.
that way against along the river.
You are like an Irish onion.
He's a Renaissance man, Bob.
There you
Right?
peel
He's
back.
right?
Yeah. So are you growing the chocolate mint for the beer company now?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah.
And how much do you have to? And how do you
This-
do it in the wintertime?
Well, I don't do it during the winter time, so it starts to grow in the spring.
Yeah.
So I kind of let it go, and then I harvest it, dry it, and then I put it in Ziploc bags and put it in my freezer.
Okay.
till-
Looks like a little ganja there.
It actually does. I probably had about 3 pounds of it when I was carrying it over to them, and it was like walking in with a
Like a
trash bag,
delivery from
a trash
Chuck-
bag full of it. It's like if I ever got stopped.
All you have to do is have a nice taste of this chocolate stout, me lad.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah. So good.
So,
So, okay. So what you have for dessert at this meal?
Well, for dessert, the pastry chef up there came up with a stout, an Irish stout cake with a
man.
with a Bailey's buttercream frosting.
Oh my God! Holy mother!
And it was paired with their Irish Goodbye, which is their Irish dry stout.
An Irish goodbye.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what an Irish Goodbye is, Bob?
Could that be a? Well, Irish aren't really known for their kissing, right?
Right.
It's not like a French kiss. An Irish goodbye would be, and would it be known for? Is there a slap involved with it?
Nope.
No. It's something nice. If
No.
you gave me an Irish goodbye, would I like it?
With some people, yes. An Irish Goodbye.
Are you
is,
going to wedge me? Give
Nope.
me a wedgie?
No.
What is that?
An Irish.
What?
And I don't know what. I don't know where this.
Where we go?
I don't know. I'm trying to picture something.
An Irish Goodbye is when somebody gets up and walks out and leaves, and does not say a word to anybody. That is known as the Irish Goodbye.
It's like, let's sneak out while no one's looking.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
And everybody turns around and goes, "Hey, where did Bob go?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh God.
Didn't say goodbye to anybody. He just
That's
he pulled
an Irish goodbye.
he pulled the Irish Goodbye.
My college roommate Jim Quinn does that all the time. Honest to God, no, and he's Irish.
Yep. I know a lot of people who do it.
And so this beer then, it leaves you without your knowing it.
Yes. That's just the name of it. It's an Irish dry stout.
Sounds great.
So it's not sweet to the taste, but
Well, let's give Skyline a big thank you for hosting this dinner for
yes,
you.
they do a great job.
Did you see any did you sing any Irish tunes while you were there? Or
No, we didn't.
Was it, yeah,
We didn't sing any Irish tunes, but the person who was co-hosting with me, Brian Grady, came up with a Irish song list, and not the what did he call it?
A
Not
playlist?
Yes, the playlist. That not the he said not the fluffy Irish tunes
You
that
would
everybody sings.
Tora Laura, which all those songs are made in America by Jewish people. No, they're all written by
really.
Jewish people. I did that, and they're American. Yeah. Did you ever go across the sea to Ireland? Is that maybe at the closing of your day you will sit and watch the moonlight over Claddagh and see the sun go down on Galway Bay, No, Galway Bay, I think was an American. When Irish eyes are smiling, is that an American too? I think, yeah. And I know Tura Lurelei is, and So these were. So what you're saying is you did all those fighting Irish songs.
Well, he played some Dropkick Murphys. He had a bunch of them. I see when music like that to me is playing in the background, I don't really hear it. Because of working at the bar, the music's playing in the background. You kind of tone it out.
So what?
He had a great song list. I have, the Dropkick Murphys was the only one that I remember from.
And Dropkick Murphys, let's face it, it's a little shouting.
It is.
I mean, I always think that
you wanted the Irish drinking songs.
Yeah, but they sound punk. It sounds like a punk rock group. Am I right or not, folks?
Dropkick Murphys?
Dropkick, I mean, there's a certain kind of like rah, rah to it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But so, Rick, let's explore your not hearing Mantovani in the background.
It's just you tone things out as you're.
You don't hear the music,
right?
But if you would hear would you hear the music if it was different music? If
yes.
if they suddenly started playing the 1812 Overture, for example.
Well, that I probably hear.
You'd hear,
yes,
yep. or any of the marches and everything. See that it's the same old shillelagh my brother brought from Ireland.
Yeah,
yes. That was an American song too. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's there are a lot of American Irish tunes. Yes. So that was your Saturday. That was
my Sunday night. That was my Sunday night.
Yep. Wow.
And as we're talking about beer, probably one of the most famous breweries in the world is the St. James Gate Brewery in Ireland.
In Dublin.
Yes, and it was founded by Sir Arthur Guinness.
Oh, I was going to say it was founded by some monks, and then he took it over.
1759. Actually, he bought an abandoned brewery.
Oh.
And he signed a 9,000-year lease on the St. James Gate Brewery.
Wow.
And one of the interesting things is that Guinness is mostly known for their Guinness Stout.
Yes. Do they do other things?
Yes, they do.
They have a blonde now, right?
Yes, they do a bunch of different styles of beer, but now see they opened in 1759, and the first stout did not roll off the assembly line until 1840.
What happened?
That the stouts actually were
Was
not,
it a mistake?
No, stouts were not a big style of beer in the late 1700s. Most of the people were drinking porters, which is another dark beer.
Yes, I love porter.
Which can be drunk better at room temperature, right?
Yes, just very similar to stout. But there was a new process of malting the barley or roasting the barley that was coming about that Guinness was very impressed with, on how it was coming about, and they were starting to brew these in London. And stouts came about as a word that was a bigger and bolder porter, so it was known as a stout porter.
Listen to you.
Yeah.
This is
So
great. So you kind of like taste a porter in stout. If you like stout,
you're
probably going to like a porter.
Yes, they're very similar characteristics
to
it. But in the thing that the stout was named, it was called the stout porter because of where the name porter came from. A porter is somebody who would load and unload ships of heavy cargo and move stuff around.
From the French word porter, Porter, porter. I think you don't pronounce the er, you pronounce that. So port,
right?
We mean it means to carry in French.
Yes, and normally they were very large gentlemen.
The men that were carrying the things onto the ship
and off the ship were very large gentlemen.
Really?
They weren't small little scrawny people, like me and you. They were
Well, thank you for putting me in that. Really,
they were
believe me.
they were pretty strong character, and they were known as
Stevedores.
stout. So they were stout. They were stout porters. Hence the name. And that was a typical drink of that working class. Yes.
So,
And-
really?
yes. Yep.
And the stout is you drink stout, not cold. You're
No.
not supposed to drink it cold.
No. You drink it at what's known is cellar temperature.
And well, your cellar and my cellar might
That's
be
about
two
45 degrees, no?
Yeah, anywhere from 45 to 50 degrees. Anywhere in that is
Does
a
it really
traditional.
make a difference?
Yes.
And okay,
Yeah, because
so,
that warmer temperature probably promotes the head on it.
oh,
Yes, and it also the colder you drink a beer it will subdue a lot of the flavors in it.
So your tongue
That's
is
true. That's
so
even like
can
with
make
ice
your
cream.
tongue not get the
Bob,
Right.
You know, with ice cream, that's why people like soft serve over hard, because soft serve imparts more flavor than hard because it's slightly warmer.
Honest, look at you guys. Honest,
You got
here
some
it
real
is, 6
foodies around here, man.
I'm really interested. Okay, so this stout. So if I'm going to drink stout, you're out at a bar and you ask for a stout. It's
Yep.
going to be served at the temperature of the
Well,
thing that they're not going to keep it in the or if it's on tap.
yeah, unfortunately here in the States, and I shouldn't say every bar, but most of the bars keep their stouts too cold.
Well, because it's part of going through the same system as everything else.
Yes, exactly. And they don't have a separate area to do it. They don't have a
Well, here's an idea, Rick. If you serve me the stout, I just let it sit there.
yes.
Most
for
people
like
do.
10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or so before
Yep.
drinking it.
Yep.
However, I can't look at a stout without drinking it, man.
Yeah.
I-
You
I-
can't exactly. And
yeah,
a Guinness. Did you know? Did you another useless knowledge that you'll probably never ever need is it's
Depends on the circles I travel in. I'll pull out anything. In order
This
to
is
make
why
anybody-
he's the leader of the Brewfest. I'm just saying.
Really, yeah.
and this is kind of a honor to the owl. Is
Yeah,
for the honor to the owl as to how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? What is the traditional pour for a Guinness?
A pour for a Guinness. You mean how
How
long-
many
it's a 20, isn't
pours?
it? A
How many
20?
pours
Oh, it's
to
two.
fill a pint?
One pour, and I got to do it slow with my my glass.
Well, I'm talking on draft. I'm talking on
draft.
on draft. Yes.
Oh, I'm going to guess 3.
Wow, that's a good guess. You're exactly right. It is 3.
Now that in when you're in Ireland, they do this.
Yeah.
They put and I always thought that there was not enough. This is my thought.
It's the certified
I
Guinness
thought that
perfect
they had
pour.
run out, and then they now have to re-keg again or something.
Right. No, they take and they fill it because Guinness is served and pushed through the lines with nitrogen, which nitrogen is a finer bubble to carbonate the beer.
It's also very stable gas.
Yes, and it gives a great and it gives that thick, creamy head to it
Yeah.
on it. So what they'll do is they'll pour it and they'll let it settle,
Yes.
and then they pour a second time
That's right.
on both are forward pulls. The last pour is a back pour to top it off.
Okay, so tell me the difference between a forward pour and a back pour.
If you ever notice on a Guinness tap, it's got the long black nozzle on it.
Yeah.
That means that it's coming through nitrogen in it, and it actually kind of directs the beer into almost like a straighter stream and a finer stream. So you pull it forward, and you can actually hold the tap open on a Guinness, and
Give
then,
it a little bit more nitro.
yeah, and then as it's ready to be topped off, the tap actually pushes backwards, which pushes it at a slower rate to top it off. And you'll see some bartenders, and I have never ever been able to master it. But if you take the glass at the top of it in the back pour and do a figure 8 with the glass, you can actually make a shamrock on the
That's
top
right.
of the thing. I have never
You've
ever
not been able to do it?
No, I have never been able to master it.
Hey Bob, I think we should take up a collection and send them to the Guinness School.
We're going.
You can actually go to the Guinness School to make the perfect pour and get certified.
Oh, really? I know that that we did not do it. We were only in Dublin overnight, unfortunately. So I've got it. That Dublin is a town I don't know well, and we did everywhere else in Ireland but Dublin. Would you believe? And Belfast, Northern Ireland. So that's something I got to do. Something I got to do. Yeah. Hey, I left my hard copies on the bureau at home, Peter. I am so sorry.
Would you like me to print you out one?
Yes, please. And could we pull up Ry Cooter, who is the
Gotcha.
That's
Also.
our first. Do you know who Ry Cooter is?
No.
Ry Cooter is he is a wonderful guitarist. He's 75 years old. He's rhythm and blues, etc. Ry Cooter is 75 years old, I think, last week, and he has a lot of. He's really well known in guitar circles, I think, in rhythm and blues circles. Jess, do you know Ry Cooter? No, never heard of him. Rye, R-Y, like Irish rye, R-Y-E. He
Okay,
left
Bob,
off
4
the E.
copies coming out in the printer.
All righty, fabulous. Jessica, would you mind? Jessica is here today. Jessica, would you mind getting those copies and bringing them? There we go. There.
You didn't
Put
know
her
you'd
to
have to work today.
Put her to work.
All right, off we go to the break.
All right, Rye Cooter.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for ArtSpeed, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is March 15th. The Ides of March. Honest to God.
Yes, beware.
Beware the Ides of March. And we've had...
Only if you're a Roman.
We've had a bloomin' good time here so far. And look who's joined us. The Irish Rose herself.
Good morning.
Is there any Irish in you at all?
Just a little by marriage.
Oh.
Is that not the best joke? This is the only time of year I get to use that joke.
Sure.
And I'm sure your husband is laughing at that right now.
This lass was out there looking for a nice Irish lad, and she said, Sean Patrick Martin.
He's
Is
a
he
Michael.
Patrick? She said Sean Michael
He's
Michael
Michael.
Martin.
Too many Patricks in the family already, I think. Yeah.
Oh my God,
I'm waiting for one of these days to him come rolling in with you.
I will do that. I feel like you guys need to be prepared for that, and I should warn you. But it
No
also
way.
it also would be funny to just show up.
No,
Maybe next
we
time.
don't ever have to except
We'll just throw the notes out the window.
Yeah.
That's
we'll
what we
have
do
to share
anyways.
We'll have to
Yes.
share the coffee, or give me a clue.
Share
I'll buy
the
it.
coffee.
I'll bring him his own on the way. Yeah,
or whatever.
because he's been a lot of fun when he's come on with you via Zoom.
on the Zoom. Yeah, no, he's a lot
Well,
of fun.
okay, so
And
get
yes,
that.
Irish. He's very Irish.
He's Irish, and Rick,
Yes.
my brain was working properly. Dropkick Murphys,
Yes, you were right.
punk.
Yeah, they're like a hardcore punk, very aggressive Irish-themed music. But you were right; what you heard was correct in diagnosing it as such.
So why do we have no songs from the Dropkick Murphys on your playlist today?
Because I was trying to go. It's so hard during this time period to come up with stuff. And we actually the second part of my program is a lot of Irish.
I'll
stuff.
play them at the top of the hour at
Yeah.
7.
Well, I think I've got a thing at 7:00. What did I? Let me just see.
I'll do a double play, Bob.
You'll do a double play.
There's songs. The song that I like is, well, obviously, but it's a different version than everybody hears.
Whiskey in the Jar.
No,
What is it?
Shipping Up to Boston.
That's the one. That's the one from the Departed movie, right? With the big scene. in
Yeah,
the
and it's
movie.
the one played at
You'll know
Fenway
it.
Park.
As soon as you hear it, you'll go, "Oh, I know this song."
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
It's one of the best sounding songs that I know of. It's not even about the words; it's about the sound of it.
Very good.
Yeah,
So maybe I'll can Matt Anderson. And well,
it's only 2
because-
minutes and 35 seconds, Bob. It's a quickie.
Yeah. Well, but I can Matt. Yeah,
Bob
Anderson.
doesn't want to lose any airtime for himself.
I don't want to lose. Oh, because you know why?
He goes
No,
over
You know
anyways.
why? Because we're going to have the Irish couple of the year. Kyle and Mary Darcy are
yes.
coming on.
I was like, "Where is that in the notes?" Yes,
So-
I'm very excited to see them
Yeah.
on Zoom. Yes.
Direct from Chicago today.
Oh, Chicago.
They're in
Okay.
Chicago, so that means they had to get up. Like
Oh,
when
even
I
more
mean,
early.
that's the devotion. The Darcys are devoted, that's for sure, and I love them, and we can't wait to talk with them. But hey, Rick,
So, Bob, so to answer your question,
it's the Ides of March. I knew
The Ides of
I
March.
wasn't going to look it up yesterday.
Eat
So, wait,
too,
let's
Brutai.
Let's see if Jessica and Pete and I can come up with the Ides of March. That means that Ides must have something. Well, first, what is
Ides means middle, doesn't it?
Ides means middle? I don't know. What do you
I
think?
think so.
The middle
Yeah.
of March?
I thought that's what it was. Yes. No.
Oh, all right. I would say
Should
that
we keep guessing or
no, the winds of March. Maybe.
is that what it means?
win?
I don't know. I wonder what an Ide is.
Ides of March.
I don't know.
IDE.
I was commenting on your Irish Eyes Are Smiling song. It was actually written in 1912.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually made famous by An Irish tenor.
Oh, yes. Yeah. What was his name? He's a very famous Irish tenor. And
John McCormick.
John McCormick. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, my God. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Every Irish person, every Irish grandmother in the world would know John McCormick.
Yep.
Right. Prior
So-
to, in 1912, the same year that, the Irving Berlin was writing Alexander's Ragtime Band, the year of the Titanic. What else happened in 1912? I don't know. My father was born in 1912. Okay. Yeah. So Rick,
Wow,
it was written by an American, wasn't it?
It
When
was
Irish
written by
Eyes Are
it was written by Chauncey Olcott, George Graff, and Ernest Ball.
Well, Ernest Ball, an unfortunate name.
Yeah.
Bob.
I would think that maybe he might. Does it say whether they're American or not?
Well, it was. It says here that Chauncey was born in upstate New York, along the banks of the Erie Canal.
That poisons the song right there.
Yes.
Passaic or Poughkeepsie.
Bob.
Poughkeepsie.
Oh.
Wait, no. I'm not. I'm just saying.
You know,
I
A lot of prejudices coming out this morning for Robert.
I have no issues.
About Poughkeepsie?
I have no issues with the upper New Yorkers. It's the New York City crew because they're all Yankees fans. That's the.
All right. So he's sitting up in this small town upstate. Yes,
Right.
Chauncey. He was Irish, I think. That's the good news.
Yes, they actually all three of them were of Irish descent.
Oh, all right. Okay. So
Yes.
Ernest Ball.
Oh, wait a minute though.
Yeah.
You see, what I'm reading here, it says the lack of Irish ancestry among the three writers was no reason to keep them from writing a song about Irish people. But
Right again, Bob.
but
Yeah.
in the
No
in the
one's Irish.
paragraph before,
Yes.
it says Chauncey Olcott took up the Irish legitimacy. His mother was Irish, and she immigrated to America when she was a child. So the second paragraph is incorrect.
Well,
because-
it's Wikipedia. for
No,
God's
it's not
sake.
Wikipedia.
Oh, it's not. What is
No,
it?
it's,
the Irish
It's
songs
the
that
internet.
Americans
You can't
wrote.
trust it.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
it's on the internet. It must be true.
When Irish eyes are
Ernest
smiling.
Ball came from Cleveland, Ohio,
Did he?
Oh,
studying music at the Cleveland Conservatory.
listen
But
to you.
they also do say, aren't there more Irish people in America than there are in Ireland?
Yes.
This- yes.
So even, I guess, if they're
There's
here,
more of Irish
How
descent in
how
America.
does that work?
Well, because Ireland is so small, you grow up and you ship off, so you end up
You grow-
becoming
oh,
a
all
greater
right.
And there was a mass
population
exodus
here.
during the potato famine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. All right.
Yeah.
There we are.
We've got more space.
Yeah. Why?
Wait a minute.
So-
Ball wrote other Irish favorites as Mother McKee, A Little Bit of Heaven, My Dear Little Boy of Mine, Let the Rest of the World Go By. Mother McKee was made popular by the Irish tenor John McCormick.
That's right.
He wrote a ton of Irish songs, Ernest Ball.
So there you are.
I'm just
Mother
kidding.
McCree, oh my God, that's a really
That's
well-known.
a standard, yeah.
Real standard. And there was another one that you mentioned there, Peter. Mother McCree, what was the
A
other?
Little Bit of Heaven.
Oh, a little bit of heaven fell from down, da 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 da. da
Dear
da,
Little
da,
Boy
da.
of Mine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let the Rest of the World Go By. He was also a charter member of ASCAP.
Yes, the American Society, ASCAP, American Society of Composers and Publishers.
Yep.
Oh, I got that one.
Wowza.
All right. Now we're
All right, we were talking.
Now
we
we're
were
going
talking
to
the Ides of March.
Now we're going to Rome.
Irish eyes
What
are
happens
smiling.
on What
Now we
happened
have
on March 15th?
Ides of
The
March.
Ides of March.
The Ides of
It
March.
says, "Beware of the Ides of March."
Yes.
Something really bad happened.
What
E
is it?
E2 Brute.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Today is
Caesar-
Brutus Day.
The Julius
No, it was,
Caesar.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
death of Julius Caesar.
Something happened on that
He was
day. He was
he
stabbed.
stabbed by his
up
friend.
by Brutus.
Side
right?
in the back.
But there's a reason why that might have happened on that particular day.
Well,
because
yes.
because the Ides of March was notable in Roman culture as the deadline for settling debts. So if he killed
it's
Caesar, that's
tax day?
probably the settling of a debt.
All right.
Settling of a debt. So
So-
say it again there, Peter. So
corresponding to 15 is this. Ides of March is the 74th day in the Roman calendar, corresponding to 15 March. It was marked by several religious observances and was notable for the Romans as a deadline for settling debts.
Sort of like April 15th
That's
for
what I'm
us,
saying.
isn't
Yes.
it?
In 44 BC, it became notorious as the date of the assassination of Julius Caesar, which made the Ides of March a turning point in Roman history.
Okay,
Right.
but why? What
But
is
it was
the
the Ides
what
of
is an
March.
Ide?
Ides means
Could it be the
middle.
Ides of April?
It means the middle of the month.
Well,
it.
both of you are correct.
Plainly
Totally.
spoken.
Yes,
Totally.
yeah. It means according to what I'm reading here, and I'm sure Pete's got the same thing, is that that term was used even prior to what happened to Julius Caesar.
Yeah, no, it was the part of the Roman.
Right.
He just happened.
So
he
it was
just
either a
happened to be in the wrong
coincidence
place at the wrong
Or
time.
a
The
debt
Romans-
settlement.
The Romans
Yeah.
did not number each day of a month from first to last. Instead, they counted back from 3 fixed points of the month: the nones, the 5th or 7th, 9 days inclusive before the Ides. The Ides, 13 for most months, but 15th in March, May, July, and October. And the calends, the first of the following month. Originally, the Ides were supposed to be determined by the full moon, reflecting lunar origin of the Roman calendar. In the earliest calendar, the Ides of March would have been the first full moon of the new year.
Ah, interesting. The first full moon of the new year,
Would
3
also-
months
In
in.
March, yeah.
That's so. Wow.
Well, were they using our calendar?
Were we using?
No,
but
they're
they
using
still
the
said
Roman calendar.
75 days into the year, so you
They were
still would have
using
had a moon.
the Julius,
The Julius Caesar, the
Caesar-
Caesarian calendar.
Roman calendar.
yeah, the Roman calendar.
The
yes.
Roman calendar.
Yeah.
And then the Julian calendar.
The Julian calendar. Yes, the
Would
Julian
that be
date.
the same?
Yeah.
Julian calendar. And then we got the Gregorian. We're on the Gregorian calendar, aren't we?
Gregorian.
I think we didn't. And why would it be Pope Gregory or the Gregorian chant? I mean, the monks came in and
It's a monk calendar.
He's back to the monks again,
I-
and the friars.
Everything goes
Go
back
He's
to the monks
fascinating.
making
He's fascinated
wine and
with
beer.
monks.
Yes.
I am. I wanted to be a monk.
Stop. It's not too late.
Do you want?
Bob, do you know for a long period, because of Father Raymond, I wanted to become a priest?
Well, me too. Really. And this
Because
was
of Father Raymond.
Raymond
Swords.
Raymond Swords.
Your
okay,
your
yeah.
former headmaster.
Well, I was thinking of Riando. His name was Richard, though.
But could you could you see Bob as a monk though? He'd be thrown out of the abbey because they can't speak in
I was
the
going to say
abbey.
the not talking, the silent meals,
Yes.
things like that. I think Bob might struggle.
This
but
is
would
true. Yeah.
I thought-
And guess what?
we read that Irish book. Do you remember years ago now? But it was for a St. Patrick's Day show. But we read an Irish book about a family where like the siblings were, the oldest brother was going to be a priest, and one of the sisters went to the monastery. And I was like, I want to do that. I wanted to go to the nunnery just for vacation because you. You have there was
There'll
no
be
cell
none of this
phone.
You would-
and
Yeah,
none of
listen,
that.
no
Jessica,
cell
I think you'd
phones.
spend all weekend in confession.
No, that would not be a bad idea.
Yeah,
Clear
yeah.
that conscience.
Yeah, yeah.
No, but I love the idea of being able to unplug and not have any responsibility to be connected to media or social media.
I
or
did that
other
yesterday.
humans and like just do some gardening.
Yeah.
I took the day off from work because I had no show in the morning
Uh-huh.
and nothing really on my calendar. And for most of the day, I did nothing online.
Most of the day. How much is most of the day? Like, did you just check your phone and email quickly? Or
No, I didn't check it really at all during the day. And there's a couple of people that are probably upset with me about that.
Well,
but I had to do
yeah.
a meeting
The
last
digital
night, but
detox.
most of the day I just didn't even bother with my phone.
Yeah, yeah. I love it when my phone is lost in the house.
Yes. It's
It was lost for about 2 hours yesterday, but I couldn't get away with it.
It's a
You know?
crazy thing
Yeah,
to be
isn't that
so
wild?
beholden to such a funny little object.
Oh, man. Man.
It makes us
you
all
know,
autistic. It really does.
It harkens back to the line in the Eagles song: "We are prisoners of our own device."
That's true.
Listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, could you give a hip hop reference as well?
Could I?
Not without
Yeah,
swearing.
I have to do a on the spot hip hop reference. No,
No.
Not without
I can't.
swearing.
yeah.
No. Let me think. The best laid plans of mice and men, gang Affaglay.
Oh, there you-
That's Robert Burns.
Yes.
Yes.
Of Mice and Men.
But he's not Irish. He's Scottish.
Hey, Bob, are you talking off the side of your microphone? Could you like move it up or something?
I don't know. Here's
There we
that
go.
better.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
that's
go.
better. Okay.
It's
Please,
his,
been
hey,
driving
forgive me,
me
everyone.
nuts.
I was in the other room.
it's his first. It's his first. It's his
That's it.
first time in the studio.
It's my first time in the studio. Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, friends, Romans, countrymen,
Yes.
lend me your ears. What's the next line?
You are
I come
wrong audience.
I come to do what? This is Mark Antony talking
Yes.
to the Senate. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The good that men do lives after them. No, the evil that men do lives after them, or the good that men do lives after
I
them.
hope it's
Are you
The
giving?
good
Are,
is often turd with their bones. Yeah.
are you giving? Are you giving Putin's epitaph?
Yeah.
No, I'm
You
not
know-
gonna. Yes, it's true. Yeah.
You know, Bob, I wasn't around in the
Oh, you
Senate
weren't.
at that time.
I was
so I'm
right
sorry.
there. I was right there. I was taking it down on my tablet.
Tablet.
On
with
my
the
tablet.
hammer and
I
chisel.
was chiseling it on
Tablet.
on my tablet. So
It's written in the scroll.
yeah. Well, okay. So Jessica, we have to come back and we have to just chat a little bit about where and what you've done, et cetera, et cetera.
been a while.
We haven't seen you for
I
a while.
know. It's not. It's so disconnecting to be on the Zoom because I feel like one of the best parts of the show. Sorry to anyone listening, but it's all the talking we do in the breaks.
I think we should at some point we should have a small studio audience.
Yes, we should do that.
Oh, wouldn't that
Q&A.
be wonderful?
It would be super
Do you
fun.
think
Yeah.
anybody would get up this early to
Go
sit
somewhere
and
like
watch us?
There might be a few.
Bob would have to behave himself.
You know what else was fun? Something on location. Like we had talked about maybe doing a Big E show one time, so it was like later in the day, but
Yeah,
we could go
I
somewhere.
wanted to,
Yeah.
and like nobody wants to do that stuff. I'm
well.
all for that.
Oh, listen,
sign up.
if it keeps me from having to get up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, later in the day.
That we
Early
could-
recording.
We
and then you
taped
play
Bobby
it
G
at
and
5.
Company at about 11 o'clock in the morning.
So, well, let's
done some
do
taping
it.
over there, yeah.
Could we go down and do a show down at the tavern there? We could do Skyline.
We
but
could do Skyline.
We could do White.
White Lion. Yep.
We could make a tour of breweries.
Oh,
Sign me up.
Bob.
We need an Uber.
I'm ready.
Yeah, no kidding.
Someone's got to drive us, but I'll
Somebody.
go.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
we'll have a you know.
And it won't be me.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, and it will not be Rick. He's not. He's my personal. You know, since you've last seen me, he's got a new job.
Yes.
He's my personal assistant.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sorry to hear that.
I don't.
Love it.
He is my personal. Hey, at any rate, so look, I'm gonna for International Women's Day. Today is International Women's Day. A couple of weeks back, I was going to play a song by Hugh Masekela, the fabulous African jazz artist Hugh Masekela, combines here with a very famous African. Wonderful singer named Lete Mubula. And this is a very rare and unreleased song by Hugh Masekela and Lete Mubula called Makanga. And it's just fun. And I love it. And here's to all the women internationally. Oh, I've got a question for you about that when we come back. About women,
Great.
actually. Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope I can speak for all of us.
All right, please.
Africa.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It's the Westfield on Weekend show, everybody. Yeah. Go on westfieldonweekends.com to see all of the great courses and classes that are happening and events that are happening down at the Renova building, which is the Westfield Creative Arts Center at 105 Elm Street. And we're taking anybody can join, but classes in watercolors, in acrylics. There's a photography class. This is something for you, Jess. It's I think it's coming up a week from this Saturday. It is a women's centering day or whatever. It's a workshop, 2-hour workshop with a woman named Lisette Marie, and it's for women alone only, and meditation, journaling, all kinds of
That's right up my
things.
alley.
Yeah, it's really, and it would be a lot of fun to do it if you go online and you can read all about it. We've got a week from this Friday is Up Close and Musical, a great evening of music with the faculty and students, and we're working on all kinds of things. And in fact, I was at the Children's Museum working out some details, and we've got another meeting soon
For your
doing
cookies and cupcakes?
chocolate cupcakes. I got nut chocolate. I named this damn thing, and I can't. Yeah, cupcakes, cookies, and community, and
Nice.
that is going to be, I think, in April. I don't know the date in April 20th or something.
Well, I
But,
like 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, you could enjoy it.
I like
You
cookies and
a Dis-
cupcakes.
Cookies and cupcakes. You would and then also a Disney princess.
Disney
You would
princess?
like a Disney princess?
I'm not going to answer
Here's a
that.
question for you.
Please.
Which of the Disney princess is your favorite?
Oh, Ariel. That's easy. I love
No, that's a princess.
I love
Oh, you
her.
like Ariel
Yeah,
best?
she's
She
a
is a
Little Mermaid.
princess.
She's a princess.
Yes. No, but I was saying prince.
Oh, Prince.
No, you
I'm
did say
sorry.
princess. You
Yeah,
asked
you
her
said
princess.
Did I
Princess
say?
Bob.
I don't know the difference
Oh,
between a prince and a princess. You can tell by my lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't. Funny thing about Disney, they don't give the princes much personality, right?
No, it's so.
Yeah,
so
I'm
different.
trying to think of one. I'm like, no.
Is
No.
there?
Hey, shouldn't we be upset about that?
Yeah, as men, you should take a stand against Disney.
Now wait a minute.
Wait.
There's Tarzan the movie. I mean the cartoon Tarzan.
Well, he's not a prince.
Name
But
a-
he's not a prince.
Name a
Prince of the
remarkable
Jungle.
Disney prince. There's none.
No, there is none.
Um,
God. Although, what's the little
The
the
guy,
guy?
the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, right? Is
Yeah,
like
sure.
the only one I can think of
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's like in the whole movie. But I feel like all the other princes
but
are just
what is
like,
his name? Does anybody
Beast?
know? Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
I think the only one would be the prince from Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Prince Eric. See,
Prince
I know
Eric.
his name because
Prince
I like
Eric.
Prince Eric,
That's my
yes.
favorite Disney. Yep.
Prince Charming.
Prince Charming is Cinderella, yes?
Yes.
He's
Okay.
the man on the white horse that all women are waiting for to
Yep.
arrive.
But is his actual name Prince Charming, or is that just the name that we give all the princes, right?
Because they're supposed to be charming and
I don't know.
Okay, question for you, Jessica Martin.
Yes,
okay.
please.
I was on the phone with my lovely. We're going to Wisconsin in a couple of months, 3 months or so, and so I was talking to my in-laws. To Jeff and Carol Holman. Oh, incidentally, thank you, Chris, for the right Cooter song. Chris Holman, my Wisconsin music director. But I was on the phone with Jeff and Carol this week, and we were talking, et cetera, and I was saying, when I'm out in Wisconsin, why don't we'll do a show? And I could be, because they are such interesting people. And my brother-in-law is a trapper. And knows all about exterminating, et cetera, everything. I mean,
So, Bob, are you making us go on a road trip or something?
Yeah.
well, I'm going on. Maybe I
you're
could
gonna
take you
Zoom.
too, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Jeff could talk about trapping, and then Chris, our music director, could talk about music, but also insurance, because he's an insurance collector of all things. I think, if I'm not, he collects
Interesting.
insurance.
Okay.
He collects insurance?
I said, what?
it like
no,
Stan?
he
Is he an
goes-
investor or something?
No, he goes after. Did I get it wrong, Chris? If I've
all
got,
right.
I think
Shadow boxes up on the
like
wall
If
and-
you're, he's one of those people that decides whether you're going to get, or was. I think he's higher up in
An
the company.
adjuster or
An adjuster or something like a claims investigator.
Sure.
Claims investigator.
That sounds good.
That very interesting. Very interesting. So I said, and then I said, Aaron Holman is a therapist. And then I said, so those were all men. And I said, I got to, okay. So for the women, I was about to say, and I was thinking our program, and I was going on in my mind thinking, well, okay, Carol, God, she's the greatest cook in the world. And I said, and Carol can talk about recipes. And then James said, Bob, that is so sexist. Or whatever, and I didn't really mean. I was thinking in terms of that, and I thought to myself, oh my God, do I have some misogynist kind of?
No, Bob.
Well, I
No.
don't know,
You're a
but
human
I wondered
being.
if
Is that a microaggression? I don't know.
no, if I said to you, Jessica, hey, you want to come on my show? Could you come on and talk about recipes? Would you be offended?
I'm not sure I would be offended, but I might say, I'm not sure what recipes you want me to talk about, Bob. I get them on the internet and I could get dinner on the table. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. If I was good at cooking and I really enjoyed it, I wouldn't be like, he asked me that because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
just say, yeah, let me on the show. I'm ready to talk
Yeah,
about food.
yeah, because she could actually, Carol could talk about teaching children,
Yeah,
et
and
cetera,
you're
et cetera.
not
There's
ever
so
gonna
much,
stay on
it's so much
topic.
more than
Yeah.
that. But I wondered when you're always, somebody immediately goes to the kitchen, a man goes to the kitchen and says something around, I mean, has that happened in your life where people assume, or when you walk in the room as the realtor,
Yes.
most people would say, oh, she's a realtor, because realty is a woman's job or whatever.
It's a lady job.
I mean, not a woman's job. You know what I mean? There are a lot of women. Now, there I am putting
It's a
my
type.
foot.
It's a
putting
type
my-
A personality job.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I have found that I have experienced that kind of treatment in my life. Like, oh, you don't know as much because you're a girl or you're whatever. But all the work I've done has been like in predominantly male businesses. Like prior to real estate, I was in tattooing for 20 years of my life. And at that time, now there are so many lady tattooers and so much has exploded and changed just in my own lifetime. But 20 years ago, there were very few female tattooers. And I worked in a business where we sold tattoo machines and equipment like internationally, worldwide. And again, very few lady customers, but men would have to call and talk to me about the maintenance of their equipment. And they would often say, like, can I talk to somebody about my machine? And I'd say, yeah, you can talk to me. And they'd be like, okay, well, something's wrong with my machine, so I need to talk to someone who could fix it. And I'm like, yep, still me. You can talk to me about that. And it would sometimes get to the point where they would say, is there a guy there that I... And I'd be like, yeah, okay, let me get a man for you. Let me get someone else to help you with that. And I started coming up with a speech that was like, just think about your tattoo machine like your car. Like, just you can drive it around all day. Just because you can drive it around all day doesn't mean you know how to fix it. Like, there's no shame in the fact that I'm a lady and I know how to fix the equipment that you use. Like, it's not a big deal. But I did experience that in that job, like, a lot. But again, it was 20 years ago, so I don't see it as much at my age with the women should be in the kitchen type thing.
Well, I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning and I'm saying, oh, please, God, I hope I didn't offend Carol. Carol, if you're out there watching or whatever, I am so
Listen,
sorry.
Bob,
I was thinking about the show and how we talk cooking all the time.
Hey, Bob, I think I'm more of a catch as a man who can cook.
That's a fact. Yes. Ladies like that. Wink,
but
wink,
this is
finger.
really interesting to me.
My girlfriend absolutely loves the fact that I can whip up a really decent meal.
Well,
for her.
and right, the man sitting next to you right there, Rick, is a wonderful chef as well. And James says that I'm a good cook. Only I don't know.
Actually, yeah, we had a great dinner. I made a great dinner last night, and for the first time in a long time, I was home at night so I could cook. And,
What?
Grilled pork chops.
Grilled on
Yes.
what? A grill?
On the grill, yes.
Outside?
Yes.
Grilled on a what? A grill? You don't say.
yeah.
I had sous vide pork chops in a bourbon barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Sous
The
vide.
sous
Listen to look
the
at
sous vide's
him.
impressive. I love
Well,
that.
you know why? It's a single person's device because you can freeze everything. You can buy in bulk, freeze everything, throw it in the freezer, and then just take out stuff as you need it.
Can you go from the freezer with the item in the bag still and straight into the water in that thing, or do you have to
Absolutely. No, you can go right into the water. And the thing is, the nice thing about sous vide is you never overcook it. Like I bought a really cheap
that stuff.
pork loin, which was half dark, half white meat. I cut it up into chops, and that's what I had last night. It was super tender. It was really good.
And so you're cooking in a plastic bag.
You're cooking
Freezer bag.
backwards. Yeah, it's like
They're freezing.
You're cooking it in the water, right? Well, it's protected, so it's not in the water, but the warm water is cooking the food, and then you're finishing it in a pan or on a grill. Like
Yeah, if you have time, yeah.
just sear,
I put it in
sear
a
on the
saute pan
outside.
and with the barbecue sauce as a caramelized.
Which is known as reverse searing.
Yeah.
Dan,
so
did
good.
you
Yes.
do some basting of the? What did you put on?
No,
your,
I actually Northbound Butcher Block has a great seasoning. It's called Low and Slow.
Yeah.
It's their barbecue seasoning, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
A little bit of maple sugar in there.
Yeah, and it's
I'm gonna get
it's
this.
so good.
and you put that on after or before?
I put it on before, and I let them marinate in the refrigerator, just so it soaks it up.
Is that a sauce or a dry rub?
It's a dry rub. It is a dry rub. Yep. And then high heat on the grill for the first 4 minutes or so it gets that nice crust on the outside. Flip them, turn the heat down, and let them cook. And they were so good, so moist and so tender.
Well, no, okay. So what do you serve? See, when I serve pork chops, what do you serve with pork chops?
Oh, I'm usually like a green salad and then a veg with almost every protein. So pork chops, I probably like either a mashed cauliflower, green beans, broccoli, something like that.
I made baked potatoes because I love potatoes. I love my starches,
there's nothing like
and then steamed broccoli and some steamed green beans from my garden that were in the freezer. So, from
Sounds
this
so
past year.
delicious.
So,
all right,
and
but pork chops for me. I need
Applesauce?
Applesauce, that's why.
applesauce,
Yep.
and I need sauerkraut.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. Sauerkraut.
You
Yeah.
never
And
do?
you know what? I don't do the applesauce anymore because I did it as a kid growing up, and it was always because my mom's pork chops were so dry that I had to drag it through the applesauce to eat it.
Well-
So as a grown up, I don't do it. That combination to me makes me go,
Right.
you shouldn't need the applesauce. If
Do you know the reason behind that was?
Tell us.
Is because years ago, when you cooked pork, you had to cook it till it was dead and shoe leather.
Overdone it, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And
because
trichinosis.
Trichinosis.
Yes, that you would get
Trichinosis. No kiss.
No kiss or something.
That's a Greek man that lives down the street from me. That's trichinosis.
Yes, he makes a great stuffed grape leaf.
Oh man, nothing like Greek food. I love Greek food.
So, yeah, that was the reasoning why, and everything had to be cooked. My mother, she's still a great cook. She doesn't think she is, but she used to cook them through, and then she would let them simmer in a pot of gravy, a pan of gravy, so they would stay
Mushroom
moist.
gravy, I was wild.
Oh, this wasn't a mushroom gravy. It was it was like a clear gravy not clear, but kind of a whitish colored gravy that she'd make herself, and they were so good.
See, I do a mushroom
Yeah.
gravy, which came out really tasty.
But you said that because I was thinking yesterday, because I did go to the store yesterday, and I was thinking of picking up some apples and making some applesauce. And then I said, "Ooh, you know what would be good with these because of the smokiness would be a apple pear, either like applesauce with apple and pear, or just like a compote with the fruit.
It would be delicious with that.
but
And
none of the fruit yesterday looked good in any of the stores that I was in. So
oh sure. I know. In the wintertime, no
Christy
one likes
said
them.
that she goes that the fruit was turning really, really fast. She was surprised.
Oh, mealy apples, nothing. I can't stand it. If you take your sauerkraut and you add caraway seeds to the sauerkraut and a little brown sugar, that it lasts forever if you don't eat all of it. And you get it in a package, and there's. I do the baked potato and I add the sauerkraut. It's a pale meal.
everything is white to light brown. Yeah.
Really, if you think about it.
you need some green in there, Bob. What did you?
I know it.
Veggie?
I've got the kale and spinach leaves over on the side.
Yep.
Yeah. Throw that on for a little color.
So wilted spinach or
Garnish.
or is it just fresh?
No, right out of the no. It's
Right out of
kale and spinach salad, fresh out of
Yep.
the plastic thing.
Fresh out of the plastic bag, yes.
Just out of the
One of my favorite things is wilted baby spinach with a little bit of olive oil and garlic, and if you make a nice steak, you put this, or a tenderloin. Take the tenderloin and put it right on top of it and eat it. That's absolutely
So
phenomenal.
who says that women are the only people in the kitchen?
Certainly not me. No, I would never say that.
But here's the deal.
Hey, Bob,
The women in the kitchen are called.
why don't we ask the Darcys about that?
Oh,
look who's here.
Mary and Kyle, as I live and breathe. Oh my God. Hello,
Morning.
guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Oh my God. Where are you?
We're in Chicago. Wow. Today we're in Chicago. Yes.
Yes, but what are you doing are you living in Chicago?
No, our son lives in Chicago, so we come out to visit him every now and again.
Whether he likes it or not.
Hey, everybody, look at Kyle and Mary Darcy got up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Kyle, shh. I know it. We have to be very quiet because...
I got up at 6 in the morning and you didn't apologize to me.
I got up at 5. What?
I got up at 4 and he never apologized for anything.
Yeah.
We never did that, right?
No, we're fine.
Yeah.
We're going to apologize for Bob right now. So
Yeah. Anything I say will be held against me. Yeah.
No, you just don't know what you're saying.
No. How long are you staying out there in Chicago, friends?
A couple of weeks, Bob.
No.
Nice.
Really? When will you be back?
We'll be back like end of the month.
End of the month. All right. Great.
This is the best time to visit because if you go in the summertime, then the grass grows like a jungle. So if you go
Your neighbors are looking at
Yeah.
things. What's happening?
if you go in March, then it's harder to. We don't have to really worry about the house. We can leave it.
I see. I was thinking of at your. It's good to go to Chicago, this time because in Chicago the grass grows heavily at your friend's house, and
Your own lawn.
you have
No,
to wade through it like a jungle or something. No. So it's over your own house.
Yes.
Oh, see, you just got to hire somebody for that.
Oh, it makes.
This is a fun time to be in Chicago. They dye the river green.
River's
Everybody's
green.
Irish.
Yes.
So it's
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
I saw them the other day. They had it on the news. They were starting to it off the back of a boat, and they were spraying something into the water.
How long does it stay green?
Oh, it stays green for
Yeah.
a few days, like nearly a
A
week.
few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yes.
totally
It's
safe.
in green at the bottom of. Can I see that screen? No.
It's like your
There's green,
background
yeah.
in your
It's that color of green.
on the screen today.
We can see a green on the screen and.
Yeah. Look, we got green all over the place here. Yeah. I'm wearing my Irish grandfather sweater today. You notice? Yeah. I
Bob
wanted
Stewart
to wear it in
sweater.
green, but we can't have green because we have a green screen
Then you're
now.
just a floating head.
Yes.
And so I can't wear green. So,
Yeah. This is what happened. Bob would be a floating head.
yeah. See, look at how pretty that is, though. Oh my God, our green screen is kind of pretty, Peter. Is there any way to make a green screen in the back of us? Can that color? Oh, there it is. Okay, all right. But that's not the screen. That's a background, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, that's a generated background. I can shut the green screen off if you want me to.
Well, no, not. See, there's our green.
Now we're green.
See, there's the green
Yeah.
screen. It's kind of like that's lime green. It's not really Irish green,
Right.
I don't know.
It's
Co-
chroma key
It's called
green.
Kelly green.
No, it's chroma key green. It's its own color. Legitimately, it's its own color.
All right. So Kyle and Mary Darcy are great friends of ours. They are an author and his editor and his wife, and they are originally from Belfast, Ireland. Is that correct? Belfast itself,
Yes.
right in the heart of Belfast.
Both Mary and I were born and raised in Belfast. Correct.
Oh my gosh!
Well, in the suburbs, really, wasn't it? I mean, we were in the suburbs. I was born in the city. We were born in the city in the hospital, but we lived in. I grew up in the suburbs.
Oh, now okay. So were you Catholic or Protestant in Belfast?
It would all depend who was asking at the time.
I was just gonna say, can you admit to that? I don't think that's a.
Well, but
What was that?
And things, it was difficult to know what to say.
Yes.
All right. But
Behind a balaclava, you can't
Yeah.
reveal those things.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Were you there during the Troubles? Of course you were.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Well, tough times in Northern Ireland. Shoplifting over there meant you lift the whole shop off the ground,
Blew it
5
up.
or 6 inches, and dropped it in a heap. Here it's a little.
Sure.
something that-
I can't wait. We're going to have to take a break and come back for just a few minutes. But I can't wait to talk to you about the movie Belfast. Have you seen the movie Belfast yet?
We lived it, Bob. We have actually.
That's right.
You don't have
they
to-
lived it. Right.
They
They
lived
know
it.
the story.
Oh my
We
God!
We don't need the dramatization.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're making a movie of Westfield, growing up in Westfield. Like,
Exactly. We've been
Well,
there. We did
Yeah.
that.
I've got some questions. Have you seen Belfast?
No, I have not seen.
I have
Belfast,
not.
Oh my God. Everybody see Belfast. It's Kenneth Branagh's great Oscar-nominated film. It may win. It's won some awards, but it is about his childhood in Belfast from his point of view, from the child's point of view. And it is so incredibly moving. It's a movie about families. It's a movie about faith. It's a movie about community, and it is a movie that you must see. You must see. If you've lived through it, maybe not so much, because it is done so well. But I really, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of all the Oscar-nominated movies. It's really that special. Hey, just for you guys, to remind you of Boston, I think Peter is going to play. We were talking about the punk band Dropkick Murphys.
Oh yes. Big famous band.
Yes. And we were. I was saying that they sing all these Irish songs, but it's sort of an aggressive kind of approach because that's the kind of music that our friend. Oh, you haven't met Rick.
If you want something a little bit more mellow, I can play Tessie.
Yeah, no. I want a short one. I want a short one because I want it to be. I want to come back and talk to Mary and Kyle and Jessica. But I want to introduce you to my new Irish co-host here. He's a permanent temporary sub. Jay Pagluka is off working, and this guy's name, it's Kevin Barry here.
Kevin? Who?
I thought for St. Patrick's Day I'd call you Kevin.
Why?
Well, isn't Kevin Barry a famous Irish name?
Why?
Isn't that right, Mary? And
very famous, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
No, his name is Rick
Yes.
Rick Barry, and he is totally Irish. And he has. We talked about Guinness Stout earlier, about 5 o'clock your time. We're talking about Guinness Stout and
beer
and Irish beer and et cetera, et cetera. He had a beer matched dinner a few days ago at a beautiful tavern here. We talked about that.
Hey, Bob, I think their video froze. I hope they're still there.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, your video froze.
So you might, while we're playing the song, I think it might be helpful to go back to get off and come back on. Could that be?
No, they might just be able to reset their camera or something.
Just reset their camera or whatever. We got to see. Actually, you both look lovely in the posed picture, but we'd love to see you moving. Yeah. So we're gonna play a dropkick. What are you gonna play for dropkick?
You know what, Bob? I'll let you pick 2 or 4.
2 or 4. I'm
Don't look at me.
I'm going with the perfect 2.
Okay.
Here it is.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at betsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield. Hey, Bob, you're back.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning.
We're still waiting for them to return to the the big show here.
Yeah. We're waiting for Kyle and Mary Darcy to return. We hope that they will.
In the meantime, I could do that.
Oh, look at.
Hey, by the way, JPEG Luca made his triumphant return to the WSKB WCPC airwaves on Friday.
Oh, he did
at the Chamber of Commerce breakfast along with Rick Barry. As Rick kind of served as the host. Jay was kind of there for a little bit because he had to go to the high school to finish setting up for the Westfield Pops concert, which was a lot of fun, actually. They played some very, very good music.
I heard. I saw the pictures, and I know what both the music department at the high school does. It's terrific. So
they played our theme song, Bob. Our sign-on music.
They did.
I Am the Doctor from Doctor Who.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my sign.
No, no Lin-Manuel Miranda. This is all about space and time, and it was Pop 69, so it was all more about space and time and things like that. So
interesting.
They played the Doctor Who suite of music, which was kind of cool.
Wonderful.
They did an ET suite of music. They did a Star Trek, and not the easy Star Trek, the newer version of Star Trek.
Did you tape it so that we could see it on Channel 15?
We did.
And is it going to be on?
Yes,
sometime?
I'm going to be editing that today, actually.
How wonderful!
You want to see You want to see a little bit of it?
No.
Oh. You're horrible, Bob.
No, I don't.
You suck.
No. But no.
Wow.
No, I'd love to say it. I would love to. I just wanted to hear about Rick. You were the host of the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, it was me. It was me and Pete. Jay was on for a little while, and then we brought some guests in. We talked to Gary Rome from Gary Rome Auto Group. We talked to Chris Thompson from the Starfires.
Uh-huh.
And who else did we have on, Pete?
Who were the singers?
We had on
the singers.
Eric Roulette.
Yeah, Eric. Yep.
From the Chamber of Commerce.
Did they have a fiddler, or who was the
They had some bagpipers from the Caledonians.
Yes.
Oh, so great.
Yes.
So great. And who did the hosting of it? Did Eric?
Actually Chuck Kelly.
Oh.
Chuck Kelly was the host, the greeter and the host.
Wow. And so did he make some Irish jokes?
I don't know.
Yes, he was roasting a few people.
He was roasting a few people. We didn't get to hear the whole thing because we were either on the air or we were
I love
breaking down.
I love
You want to hear a little taste of the Pops concert, Bob?
Just here. Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll give you a cutoff when
I'll do it about 30 seconds.
All right, that's good. All right.
I wanted to hear Bob just go no again.
Look at it. Look at this. Where are they?
In the gym.
In the gymnasium.
Look at that.
That's all robotic cameras, too.
Oh, man. Patrick Kennedy does a great job. Unbelievable.
This is the hard Star Trek piece.
This is the,
the newer version of their music.
Wow. And they even have a guy playing the bassoon back there. How do you like that? Wow. Okay, so
those are some talented kiddos.
Yeah. Kyle Darcy is about ready. There they are.
They're back.
They're back. They're moving. Yeah, they went off. They had a little Guinness, and now they're back. They had a little putt.
See, it's those stereotypes we're trying to break.
Yeah. Hey,
got up against the Dropkick Murphys and kicked over the camera.
the Dropkick Murphys are really not the kind of music you want to play in anyone's house at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Absolutely, Bob.
Why not? It's a good wake up. It'll get you. It'll get you up out of bed.
Listen to
Oh my God, help me.
Kyle. The rule of thumb is when Bob is late, the song I play Motorhead, the game, and is one of the most heavy metal songs ever. And it's like that's Bob's penalty for showing up late.
No, Pete.
Yeah.
Last week was it last week or the week before? Last week Bob overslept, and at 6:10 I texted Bob saying, "Hey Bob, you gonna come do your show?" And his response was 3 words: "Oh my God."
Oh my God! I literally splashed water on my face, combed my hair, and went to the computer. And I said, and I was in my pajamas with no shoes on for the entire show.
Thank
I
God
didn't
for
even brush
technology.
my teeth. I did the whole program, and somehow or other, I was funny. For some reason, I was on. It was like
we were abusing Bob unmercifully, but it was warranted.
Oh man, honest to God. So I've now learned how to use the phone
as an alarm.
And as an alarm.
Yes.
I can't trust. I can't trust the microphone in here.
Do you use an alarm the other days of the week though? Like
No.
No. Okay.
What are you kidding
That's
me?
probably
No,
why.
that's
No.
that's why I'm asking.
No,
I'm the same. I never use an alarm.
No.
So like this one day of the month.
Yeah, no. Let's just take a poll here. Kyle Darcy and Mary Darcy. What time do you get up in the morning? I know you have to get up a little earlier because you're in a friend's house, probably, right?
Yes, yeah, but normally during the regular work week, I get up at 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
Bob, so I'm out of the house by 6. So that's
Oh my God! Oh, Rick.
Well, it depends on the day of the week.
Yeah, well, okay.
Rick works in the
just
bar
an
business.
Well,
average
yeah, and
day. Other
on
than
the
today.
average day, usually maybe 8 o'clock. If I have worked the night before at the bar, by the time I close and get home,
Right.
and unwind,
Okay.
yeah,
8 o'clock.
yeah.
8
So
o'clock.
yeah, 8 o'clock.
Jessica Martin.
So somewhere between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. It's
Somewhere.
just when my eyes open, which has been my favorite thing about being self-employed, is that not having to use the alarm clock because I don't have to be anywhere until whenever I have to be there. So organically waking up has been one of my favorite things.
I
in this
love
life.
organic
Without
wake-ups.
that, like you just that
Yeah, but my
buzzing
organic
alarm
wake-ups,
sound.
kids,
Yep.
somewhere between 9:30 and 10:30.
How late do you go to sleep, you sleeper inner?
7 p.m.
I read. This is my
Bob
problem.
gets a good 16 hours.
I need a good 16 hours sleep every day. No, I read until maybe 12:30.
Okay.
So that
So
sounds
you're
about
still
right.
You're getting a good 9 hours.
I don't know. I don't know.
If I don't go to sleep by 9:30, I'm in trouble the next day.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Kyle gets up so early because he's an author and he writes, and Mary gets up so that she could correct anything that Kyle writes, like right away. They have this. They sit
Right away,
next to one
immediately.
another. He writes a sentence, move it along, or what? No, that's not true at all.
They have a Google Doc that they share, and all of a sudden you see Mary's editing, Kyle's editing, Mary's editing, Kyle's editing.
Oh, yeah. Hey, tell it. Okay, so everybody's got to go on KyleDarcy.com because Kyle Darcy has written 2 really great books. Maybe a third is on a way, I hope. Tell us, Kyle, about your books.
okay. Yeah, listen, Bob.
Yes.
Yeah. What we're doing at the minute is that we're working on a couple of screenplays because it's very early days and it's we're like these things take a long time, but there is some interest about maybe people on the left coast putting them into either a movie or a series for like a Netflix or Amazon platform. So there is some interest, and they're asking us to work on some screenplays. So that's what we're focusing
That's
on
what
at
we're
the
doing at the
minute.
moment, yes.
Oh, my
Very
God.
exciting.
So are those screenplays based on undercurrent conditions and under the impression?
Correct.
Yes.
Mary's working on the current conditions, and I'm working on under the impression. So we've divided that. that task up there.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that
Yeah.
exciting? Honest to
Super
God.
exciting.
Who would you like to, well, first, in in 3 sentences, here's your pitch to Metro Golden Mare. Give us give us undercurrent. What am I traumatic? Am I traumatizing?
The elevator pitch for undercurrent conditions.
Yes.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to do, is to write something very succinctly and very clearly in very few words. It's very difficult to do.
I don't think so. Young, stunningly attractive Irishman comes to Boston.
With
right?
gorgeous wife.
With stunning wife, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Gets involved in a crazy construction project. Friend gets murdered, meets a kidnapper. Pretty much normal life for living in Boston. Yes. And
Sounds okay. That's good. Oh, I'm interested. Sign me up for that one. All right. Under the Impression.
On the Impression, some very off Nazis at the end of the war escape to South America and
soccer.
There's a soccer culmination. Well, they blame the United States for getting involved in European politics and putting an end to the tilting the favor of having the Germans lose the Second World War. And they reckon they will get revenge in the United States by using drugs. So they team up with drug cartels and help flood the United States with crack cocaine and stuff. And then it all comes to culmination during the 1994 World Cup in the United States. So
I think series too, because I like it better when you can put more of what's actually in the book and spread it out over an arc of episodes rather than trying to cram it into 2 hours.
Oh.
But
how cool
would that be to see a Netflix series with all that stuff in it?
That might be a great Netflix series. Mm-hmm. Have you thought of that at all?
Well, I think so. In this year, I think the time or the lifespan of the epic movie is now fading because, like Jessica said, you can do a lot more with a series. You can take a character that was maybe a B or a C level character in a story and develop a whole new, develop its own series to run parallel or subsequent to the main series being done on the platform. So I would agree. And the other thing is that under current conditions, I found when I'm looking at what Mary's done with the screenplay, to me, it's very focused on what I experienced. And whereas the book, it does focus on more from my vision and my perspective during the story. I think there's a lot more to be said, what was going on in Mary's life and whenever I was doing what I was doing and things like that. So I agree with Jessica. I think the series, there's you give the creative people on the left coast more to do or give them a wider palette anyway to work with.
Yeah. If you'll notice in the background, right up there, Peter, pull the screen up there, and you'll notice right in the back of them, Mary's going to go and point.
I don't know if she was doing that.
No, she's not. She's going to have it. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Perfect.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Vanna.
She's very accommodating. Yeah, she's very accommodating on that.
This is very good.
Well, she used to work as a weather girl.
Yes. Now, did your friend put those up prior to your arrival?
Yeah, well, our son's a big fan, Bob.
I gotcha. Yes. I don't. I don't. I'm a big fan, and I don't have them up at my house. Unfortunately,
please send Bob a copy of the jacket.
Apparently, Bob, you're not that big of a fan then.
Yes.
I'm going to put a sign outside my home of a reader of Under the Impression. I'm going to put a sign out there. Reader of. Did we discussed did we discuss both of those books?
Yes,
I think.
yeah, we have.
So we should replay those things sometime. Long ago when we were young.
Well, especially if we get a TV series, then we can do a reread and we can discuss how the book holds up.
Yeah,
versus
is there a role for
versus
Jess and I in the book? Do you think I stand a chance of playing you in the book?
Well, there is very fitting. I think we can get you in there, Bob, because under current conditions, there's it's a lot of it set in a psychiatric ward, so we can.
Yes.
Yes, they need some extras.
We
They need some extras there, Bob, in the psych ward.
I'll just go over in the corner and stare. Yeah.
Well,
They need somebody bumbling in the side, Bob.
Okay.
Oh, so that'll be the Tuesday show.
My former co-host.
My former
co-host. Yeah. No, truly, they're very, very exciting books, and I really can't wait because I think they do lend themselves to acting and on a screen. And when you wrote them, Kyle, did you think that they were Hollywood bound, if you might use that expression?
Yeah, for two different reasons. The first book, Bob, I don't believe you can credit me with any part of creativity. I just lived the story, lived the life, akin to what Kenneth Branagh has done in Belfast. He's just retelling a story of his experience, and that's under current conditions. Under the impression, that was all a work of fiction based on something I created, starting with a clean page. So, but both stories, I believe, have the gravitas to make a very entertaining screen portrayal of the events of the night.
Yeah. Rick, you've got to read these books. They're really very, very good, and you can pick up your copy at kyledarcy.com, or you can go to Barnes and Noble, or if you choose to read it, you're on Amazon as well.
You can go to Amazon, it is.
Yeah.
Probably will be printed by our friend. Jay.
Oh, Jay Pekluka's got an Amazon print. He's been working on Amazon of setting up the printing for all of Amazon's
in New England.
In New England, the New England printing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what they're doing?
He's not an editor or anything, but he's been setting up the
He's
printing.
running the printing plant.
Yeah.
So what they do is they don't stock any books in any warehouse or anything like that. They print on demand.
Correct. Yes.
So and then ship them out to you, which is kind of interesting.
Good for him, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So kids, what do you got planned in Chicago? What do you do? You just sit with your friend and reminisce? What do you go out?
Bob, they're not bumps on a log.
Yeah.
Well, no.
It's our son, Bob.
They're at their son's house.
Did I miss that?
Yes, you did right off the bat, Bob. The rest of us
You
knew
missed
that.
it several times.
There's a reason.
I missed it. I really.
It's fine.
You're going to fail this semester.
Yes,
Bob.
you are not passing the pop quiz at the end of the interview.
It's you'd think after all these years I would listen to the people that were sitting next to me or on my show. You know, I used to watch shut up. I used to watch Mike Douglas. I don't know. Remember Mike Douglas in the afternoon? He had a program. Maybe you're all too young for Mike Douglas.
I remember Mike Douglas when I was a kid.
Yeah, Mike Douglas was he had an afternoon show, and it was the prototype of all those shows that have guest hosts that rotate. So every week he'd have a different guest host for the week, and then he'd bring on guests and whatever. But he was notorious, in my book, for having cue cards over there with questions. And he would read one question after another rather than go with the flow.
Interesting. So it was choppy
and it would drive me
weird.
crazy because, Jessica would be interviewing me and I'd say, "Oh yeah," and that was the year that I murdered my mother that year. But
so anyway, what's your favorite color, Bob?
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen. That it would drive me nuts. I'd be screaming at the set. Ask the question, not the next
Please
question.
Please follow up.
Yeah. At any rate, how did that apply to this? Anyway, I have no idea.
But Bob, can I circle back? One of the things Mary and I love about your shows are your music, your selection of music, because they're always topical to the time of the year, or whether it be one of my books that you're having me on, or in this case for St. Patrick's Day. But you talked about Kenneth Branagh's movie,
Yes,
Belfast, that came out. Another good movie that features Belfast is a movie called Good Vibrations. And
what's the name of it?
Good Vibrations.
Good Vibrations.
You're not recommending it though. You're just saying.
Well, it is for some of them. Bob likes music.
Yeah.
It's about it's based on actual events about a gentleman who owned a record store in Belfast in the 1980s. His name was Terry Hooley, and he did a lot to promote Irish punk bands
I'll watch this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it has nothing to do with the Beach Boys, because Good Vibrations, isn't that a Beach Boys song?
Yes, it is, I think.
It is.
I have avoided that movie for a long while. I've seen it in a list and stuff.
You're not a fan of the Beach Boys?
Well, I am, but I don't
Yeah,
think
like-
I don't need to see the life story of.
Why are you avoiding the Beach Boys?
That's
I
right.
don't know. I'll wait for the Broadway musical.
Who doesn't like a good Beach Boys song?
I know, I love the Beach Boys, but if it's not about a Beach Boys, it's about a record store in Dublin.
Yes.
A record store in Belfast. Yes. So there were quite a few bands that benefited from it. I would think probably you got the Boomtown Rats were a big with Bob Geldof. They were a big punk band back in the 80s.
Yes.
And he went on to become a lord in the House
Yes.
in the House of Commons in London. Well, not the House of Commons, but in the other half of their legislature. And Stiff Little Fingers, the Undertones. There were a bunch of bands that
These were all punk bands.
punk bands in the 1980s that this guy Terry Hooley helped.
This sounds like right up your alley, Jeff.
Yeah, I think Sean and I are gonna watch it right away.
Yeah,
Super fun. Sounds good.
Yeah. The question that I had watching Belfast, it's really very interesting. It's a black and white movie. And instead of color, and the only color is the what's happening today or whatever, and it starts with this sweeping a drone going a drone shot or whatever over the city, and you see all these beautiful things like the Titanic Museum and the boat yards and all of that sort of stuff, and then you go back to this little boy and his family, Catholic, on a street made up of Protestants, and the Catholic family growing up, and they had a really wonderful neighborhood. Everybody took care of one another, and then the trouble started, and then they had to barricade the end of their street, and the fighting that would go on. But it's all seen through the little boy's eyes, and I wondered, as folks that have grew up to that, was it that way that you always were fearing? Because I think today of what's happening in the Ukraine. Similarly, are you living with fear every day?
A couple of things, Bob. One of the, from my perspective, I grew up Catholic, living in a Protestant neighborhood.
Right.
And your immediate neighbors were the best and wanted nothing to do with this sort of tension that was going on in the community. But in my house, we got bricks thrown at it, petrol bombs, gasoline bombs thrown at it. We got it shot at one night, we knew that was the normal. That was what we grew up in, because we didn't know any different. We didn't know what that was life living in Belfast. That's what we knew. You didn't have the internet, how quickly news got beamed into your living rooms and things like that. Yes, you had TV and what have you, but we didn't. That was normal growing up.
It wasn't a 24/7 news cycle.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and when I compared it to jump on 30 years, whenever 9/11 happened, that event of 9/11, the hospitals all got ready for the victims of the Twin Tower attacks or whatever, and the ratio of people who perished to the people who needed treatment for their injuries, it was like
It was nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
No one
Kyle-
showed up.
Hey, Kyle, I have a story on that one. I was called down there to work for CBS News. And the first night I was in Liberty State Park across the river, but then they sent me to St. Vincent's Hospital. And the video from the day 1 and day 2 of doctors just waiting at the door, doctors and nurses waiting at the door, and there were no survivors coming. And it was just heartbreaking to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and was it similar in Belfast? I mean,
But that's the thing. In the Belfast, there was probably the ratio of people killed, injured to people who are perishing killed was probably 50 to 1. You know, the bombs were less sophisticated. You know what I mean? So your newspapers and your TV or news shows were. There was always a lot of people running from the scenes of bombs that were injured or hurt or getting carried out of bombs. You know, there was so the ratio was completely reversed. If I would say that was a difference from growing up in Belfast.
Yeah. The joy that was in the life of those people, though, was something else to me. I mean, the Katrina Balfe, is that her name? Do you watch Outlander? The woman that's on Outlander plays the mother, and Judi Dench plays the grandmother. Oh my God, unbelievable! She is so wonderful. And Karen Hines, who plays the grandfather who lives in the house with them, or lives down the street. And they have to decide whether they're going to go to London or not, because the husband is working in London, and that's the big question. To stay or not to stay. And I wondered, those kind of conversations, were they, I mean, like you were, how old were you guys when you left?
When we left, we were late 20s, you know, so we had grown up in like in all our school years and our formative school years and both parochial school and high school years were spent, and our college years when we went to university in Northern Ireland were spent during the grips of the violence. And you're saying it like akin to what was going on in the Ukraine. Really, it wasn't as devastating. We didn't have somebody like an invading country like that. It was a paramilitary, undercover, stuff that was going on. You could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, either in a pub or a bar or a restaurant or something like that, or whenever a bomb would go off or shooting.
Sure.
And life was so different. You couldn't go into neighborhoods where you weren't known. You're at risk if you weren't known. Then you would be singled out, and bad things could happen.
In some of the areas, and it was like in most conflicts, there was the poverty element as well, because a lot of the conflict happened in areas that were economically depressed, and that they were on both sides, both the Catholic side and the Protestant side. And the background of the whole Catholic Protestant thing is that the Catholic side, if you read nationalist side, they aspired to be part of one country, Ireland, because the 6 counties in the north, the northern part of Ireland, is and still is under the control of Britain. And so there are people in the north of Ireland who have the aspiration of staying part of the British, whatever it is, what is it anymore? Empire, whatever that is.
Yes.
But so you've got, and they would be the Protestant side, and then the Catholic side would be the people that wanted to have the country of Ireland to be one country and no longer under British rule, all of it Irish. And so that's what that would be the, if you like, the principal view. But unfortunately, there were on both sides people that were not really interested in the historical aspect or the political aspect. They were more interested in just being
organized crime.
And so there was a lot of that, and they had actually more in common with each other than they have with everybody else. So if you lived in a nice a residential area, you had less chance of being involved in the conflict that was going on in the street. And there were tanks. I mean, there were tanks. You see the tanks, the Russian tanks in Ukraine. There was a time when there were tanks, British tanks on the streets of Northern Ireland. That did happen.
Yes.
Not in the very nice residential areas.
Always tense. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like around the clock bombs getting lobbed into the city from a foreign country. You know what I mean? But it was very disruptive, very dangerous.
Well, it depends what side you're on. We'd say that the Irish, the national Irish, would regard the British troops as being from a foreign country.
Yes.
So that's like the Ukrainians at the moment seeing Russia as an invading.
But they weren't flying overhead, dropping bombs.
No,
they're drawing
yes.
in the Ukraine today.
It was purely being on the ground.
It was an urban guerrilla warfare.
Guerrilla
warfare that lasted 30 plus years.
Yeah. And we used to always say that the British Army, the British government had no incentive to take those soldiers out of Northern Ireland because they didn't care whether they were being paid to sit in a barracks in Aldershot or sit in a barracks in Northern Ireland because it was on the ground training. And in fact, after that, when you remember the Falklands, the Malvina crisis? Malvina, remember that?
Oh, I do.
Yep.
Well, the British forces, because of how they learned to fight in an urban setting, that's how they won that war. And it wasn't about a little island at the bottom of Argentina. It's because of the oil rights that are attached there. That's why they fought that battle, because it's the tip of Argentina, and because it's the tip of Argentina, Britain controls that island, which means that they have the international space around that island, which means they have the oil that's down there. That's what that war was about. It wasn't about.
Also been having a presence down in that part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it must break her heart to see what's happening in the Ukraine. As knowing what it's like to live in a country where you're fearful at times.
Of course, it's very sad.
Anybody doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or Protestant back in Northern Ireland. As Kyle said, you could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You could be on a bus, and there were many incidences where there were explosions at bus stations and people. I was on a train one time, and the train there was an explosion on the train, and that wasn't very pleasant. And so, I mean, most people of our age that come from Northern Ireland will have that experience. And the funny thing was, when they talked about the Ukraine, they said how and this brought my memory, was that when one of the first things that the locals did whenever the Russians started to invade was they took the street signs down. And I remember that's what happened in Belfast. They took the street signs down so the British soldiers wouldn't know where they were. And then the last time.
Excuse me, Mick, and we give a musical thing. Is that you two have a record, a song that's called "Where the Streets Have No Name," and that's
the streets have no name. Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do. Yes, and that's an homage to Belfast, where the street signs were designed by.
Wild.
And I did not know where that song came from and what it was, and that's a very interesting. Fact on that.
It's interesting. I recommend everybody to watch Belfast. I really I wanted to win the Best Picture, but I think the Best Picture could be Coda. I don't know. Do you guys keep up with all that trending stuff?
Oh, Bob, you're well ahead of us.
You're very up to date.
And you should have assigned us some homework.
No. You listen. I for some reason watched every documentary that was nominated this year. I've seen all the documentaries and maybe 3 or 4 of the pictures. But when it comes right down to it, it's sort of like the winner is, and then you give it, and then the next day, I don't know. Can you remember, Rick Barry, who won last year? The best Oscar?
I have not a clue.
You guys?
No.
Mary?
No idea.
No idea. See?
It's not important.
No, it's not important.
Important. Right.
So what
exactly.
the heck are we going on and on about,
I like a good movie.
But,
But
well, Bob, I know this year, if Belfast wins,
yes,
it'll be because of there being bad actors in Belfast. Because I think the movie's based on events when there were bad actors in Belfast. So
there's nothing like a bad actor. Yeah, played by a good actor.
Played by a good actor, yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
You mentioned Kieran Hines. He won't remember this, but his mother and my mother were best friends at school.
Oh, so, really?
Yes, long time ago. And he actually came, she brought him out and his sister out to visit us one time. I remember him as like a child, you know, and...
Was he a bad actor when he was a child?
No, that was...
He became a good actor.
He's in a lot of things.
Yes,
a lot.
Was he in Born Identities? Was he in those?
He was in one. He played the Russian leader in one of them. Remember? He's in a lot of. He's constantly.
Oh yeah, you got to watch this film because and there's this one moment and it's that Kieran Hines takes Judi Dench. I watched the movie for an hour and I didn't realize it was Judi Dench and I said, "Who's playing that older woman?" And it was Judi Dench, and then she's wearing, I think, a fat suit. A bit, and she's got some other teeth, but she's so. But he dances.
Exactly. Heaven forbid she put on some weight.
Yeah. But there's
her mother was Irish.
Huh? Her mother was Irish. Oh, well, she's got it right down. And when he dances with her in this one scene, he takes his wife up in this one scene. It is, oh my God, you got to see it. That's all I'm saying is you got to see it. All right, now, I'm going to name. I'm going to in your mind right now. I'm going to say a word, and you put something after this word. Oh, the match game. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Irish blank. And now write down or whatever in your mind now. Write down what you got. You want to write down, you guys, or do you want to?
Yes.
I'm writing mine down. Irish blank.
When do we say it out loud?
Oh, in a minute.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
But I don't want you. You're going to keep it, right? All right.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it.
All right. Okay. Jessica.
You want to know my word?
No. Yes.
Coffee.
Irish coffee. Rick?
Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey. Mary?
Stew.
Irish what?
Stew.
Irish stew.
Irish stew. Oh my gosh. Irish what, Kyle?
Brogue.
Irish brogue.
That's a good one.
No one is matching. All right, Peter.
I don't think Peter's paying attention.
Peter's not with us.
Sorry, I was doing something else.
Oh, okay. What? Fill in the blank. Irish blank.
Irish eyes.
Irish.
Nice.
Irish eye.
Nice, Pete.
Irish linen.
Irish.
Yours is
Irish linen. All right.
Listen, I'm really annoyed with everybody, even myself. No one's an Irish author.
Do you believe that? We did not one match. I mean, you would think that there would be a match. Is there? What else is there? Irish blank.
Anything.
Your turn, Jess.
Oh.
Irish what?
Setter.
What?
Setter.
Irish setter.
Irish setter.
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Bob.
Irish potato. Is there? Is that?
No.
There's nothing called like an Irish potato.
It's not like a main potato.
All right, that's all right. Irish.
Dancing.
Irish dancing. Yes.
Irish dancing. Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I got one.
yeah.
This is going to be funny. Irish spring.
Irish. Irish spring. Oh my God, yes. It's really interesting. Where that Irish really. I mean, you put Irish in front of anything, and
Irish
immediately
butter.
there's some Irish liqueur,
Irish beer.
Irish. Is there Irish beer?
Yeah. I wish I had another beer in front of me.
I wish I had another beer in front of me.
Irish sweater.
Irish sweater.
Yep.
Irish bread.
Irish bread. Oh yes. Irish lass. lad, Irish
Rose.
Irish Rose. That's a really good one. Irish Rose. Irish. Oh man. So what are
Irish,
you going
this
to?
game
Are
is
you
over.
going to the parade in Chicago, kids?
Yeah, we'll go on St. Patrick's Day. We'll take a walk down the city and we'll maybe have a pint of Guinness and watch some of the parade. And,
So
yeah.
wonderful. Oh, great. And your son's name?
Chris,
Chris. Now, does Chris have a family there?
he's a girlfriend.
He just got engaged, his
Just got a
fiance.
fiance.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, he's
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Is the
Yes.
girlfriend there at the moment?
Yeah, they're still in bed.
All right. Yes. Yeah. I was just checking. I don't know, like an Irish mother, I wanted to make sure that everything was on the up and up, you know.
It's 2022, Bob.
Sure, I got to
Yeah.
get into the 20. Okay, yeah, 2022. Look, I love having you on. I want everyone to, if you haven't read Kyle's books, or if you have read, reread them. Go to kyledarcy.com. Under the Impression, Under Current Conditions are great. We can't wait to have you guys on again. And a million thank yous for my Christmas surprise. These guys are so wonderful. So I love you guys so much. And in the spring, we gotta set it up and come here, and we'll go to an Irish pub. We'll go.
There we go.
We'll go to an Irish pub, and we'll have the program from an Irish pub. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
That would be fun. Yes.
Excellent.
Love to do that.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Well, look I'm tossed because I wanted to play a song for the Ukraine, and so I found one by the High Kings. It's Four Green Fields, and I just thought that this song really applies to what the mothers of Ireland or mothers of the Ukraine are going through, and it really I listened to a lot of versions, and the High Kings for me. Even better than the Clancy version. There's something in this that I really loved. So I'm going to play the High Kings version of Four Green Fields. Jessica Martin, Realty.
That's me.
Yes, Realty. And you can see you on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook, the regular internet, the
And
Instagram, all that
Martin
stuff.
and the Hives.
The Martin Hives, yeah.
The Martin. That's not a condition. That's not my skin condition. At any rate.
Just some nice honey, yeah.
Thank you, dear.
Listen, have a wonderful time. Enjoy St. Patrick's Day. We'll see you all. Erin go bra. Is that right? Do I
Yes.
say that? How do you say?
Yes.
What do you say goodbye in Cal? What is it?
Slum.
Slum.
Slum?
Slum.
Slum.
Yes.
Slante.
Slum.
Seven shirts.
Yeah.
Or good health.
But
what did I have? Said the final woman. What did I have? This proud old woman did say I had 4 green fields. Each one was a jewel, but strangers came and tried to take them from me. I had 5 strong sons. They fought to save my jewels. They fought and died. And that was my grief, said she. Long time ago, said the final woman. Long time ago, proud old woman did say there was war and death, plundering and pillage. My children starved by mountain, valley, and sea, and their wailing cries, they shook the very heavens. My 4 green fields ran red with their blood, said she. What have I now? Said the fine old woman. What have I now? This proud